What's going on, everyone? We're back with another weekly watch list. This week is going to be a little bit different for me. I'm going to be traveling. Don't know how much trades I'll be placing. I'm kind of going into the week with the mindset of like a no trade week. I'll be away. I'll be trading normally tomorrow, Monday, but Tuesday through Friday will be away. All right. I'll be traveling for a friend's wedding. So not sure how much actual trades I'll be placing, but still going to be showing up and watching every single morning for probably about 2.5, 3 hours like I normally do, right? So let's jump into the watch list. It's going to be everything I'm watching across SPY, QQQ, ES, NQ, Apple, Tesla, NVIDIA, AMD, Amazon, and Google. So let's jump right in. First things first, before I go any further, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for clicking on the video. It means the absolute world to me. If you like this type of content, please subscribe for more. Check out my other videos, and hope you're having a good day so far. Let's rock and roll. So we're on the 15-minute chart, all right? Obviously, SPY and QQQ have finally been, I guess a little bit breaking out of this range, if you will. I'm not going to go too crazy on the high time frame analysis here. These major daily lows I was watching this week, I'm keeping them on the chart even though we broke through them, but they're still getting like some action in the intraday. Like you can see here, this major daily low at 653.17, still kind of holding up here on the 15-minute. And then this one down here at 650.85. Again, I have them very, very faint. This is what I do for levels that I want on my chart, just so I'm aware, but not necessarily taking up a lot of like space and, kind of, confusing or cluttering me on the chart. But main levels I'm watching are going to be the previous day high and previous day low. That previous day low is a really nice support to resistance flip. Over that, my next resistance is up at 663.01, but we do have a gap along the way. It's just the close of this preview on Thursday. So we closed, we gap down. I just keeping that on the chart is something to watch. This pivot that I have is this 4-hour pivot. It was support over here, support here, and then it held up really nice on the intraday, I believe on Wednesday. Like as you can see, support, flip to resistance, kind of back to support and the resistance here. So over the previous day high, my first target for longs would be up to this pivot and gap, and then above that 663.01. Could potentially look for a long over this area as well. As far as downside goes, we are at some major daily lows, right? So we zoom out here on the daily chart. We are down here from this daily low from September 5th, okay, all the way down to September 4th, September 5th. So underneath that September 4th low at 643.32, my next low is going to be down at 640.05, right? So again, another daily low from the third, and then below that, a daily low from the second. So as you can see, like very, very simple ways that I'm getting my levels here, all right? Let me zoom out to the weekly here real quick. Yeah, so, if SPY wants to keep kind of pulling back, this weekly high here at 613 looks like the spot. I'll adjust all this crap. These are all just old levels. I'll clear them up if we get lower and lower, of course. But this 613, right, this high here at 613.23, that weekly high, that looks like the A+ retest if SPY wants to get down there. I believe I have it on ES. We'll check that out real quick. On ES, though, previous day high, previous day low. Again, over the previous day high, I'll be watching calls up to 66.91.72. We're keeping these levels on here as well. This daily low from, January 24th. Again, keeping on the chart because as you can see, Thursday had some action, right? Friday had some action. Again on Friday. So keeping on the chart to see if that's a potential pivot area. 6,600, of course. Underneath the previous day low, my next support really isn't down until 6,400, right? These major lows here, 6,500 to 6,523, don't want to be short into this zone here. If we get below these lows here at 6,500, that whole psych number, don't see a lot until all the way down at 6,400, all right? So my ES chart looks a little bit odd because of the contract change. So as you can see, some of these levels here are just like, I'm probably going to delete these as we go. These are all old. These are from June. So I'll probably redo levels if we end up breaking below this 63.85 and 6,400. As you can see here, that's my next major support zone. So I definitely like the short underneath 6,500 to essentially 6,400. I'm sure there'll be stops along the way, but that's my next major bounce. Let's go right into NQ since we're here on the futures. So NQ, we're at this 23,971.25. Below that, my next support is at 23,677.28 and then 23,432.36. And then below that, 23,000. So again, that weekly high looks like an A+ retest as well. Does NQ want to get down here? Look at that. It's beautiful. So it's at 22,458.22. Actually, let me see. It's actually at 22,450. So let's go ahead and adjust that real quick. I like to have things, at the exact level, just a little OCD. But yeah, if NQ, QQQ, the market in general wants to stay weak, those weekly highs look really good. This looks like a major area, so we will see what happens there. Let's go over to QQQ. We'll actually look at we'll look at like the actual levels on QQQ because they're pretty much the same on NQ. Same thing with QQQ. We're at this major daily low right here, down here at 586. Oh well. But as far as support goes, we're at the previous day low. Underneath that, I have 577.04 to 575.61. So let me zoom out a little bit here. Take a look at that on that level. Basically, it's just daily lows. That's what I use for most of my support and resistance levels: daily highs, daily lows. So honestly, let's see. I might edit this a little bit. But it's this daily low here from September 9th. That's that 577.04. 575.61 is probably just like a 4-hour low, which I don't know if it even I don't think it's going to go back that far. Oh, it does. Okay. Let's take a look at that real quick. So yeah, it's this low right here at 575.61. But again, these things technically don't, it's not like that daily low is a substantial daily low. Like something like this is a substantial daily low, but like this, not so much. Like really underneath previous day low, if we stay weak, September's low at 558.84 is my next major low. As you can see, hold. Like it's a monthly low. That looks a lot more probable for a support zone. As far as upside goes, still have that gap. Again, if we look on the daily, it's just the close of Thursday. We gap down, looking to see if there's any sellers still up here at this daily close. So over the previous day high, my next levels above, we'll be watching that gap. And then above at 595.83, which was a gap. It's no longer a gap anymore, so I can get rid of that. And then we have all types of levels above that as well. We've had these big moves, so these are just really pivots. Unless it's white or white's previous day levels, green is support levels, red is resistance. And again, they're usually just other previous daily or weekly lows and highs. And then anything else is just like pivots, right? Or just like areas of interest. Like for example, as you can see, this 1 hour low is 596.71. I'm still going to long over 595.83, but I want to watch this level here. And sometimes I end up deleting these intraday as well anyways, but I keep them on the chart on Sundays just to keep an eye out for them during the week. But above that, we have last Monday's low here at 599.09, and then above that, December's low that's been on my chart for a while, 627. This last Tuesday low, again on the chart. How relevant could it be at this point? That's honestly something that I might just get rid of simply just because it's up in this resistance zone anyways, which also has September's high in it as well. So again, just explaining to you guys kind of like my level system, but over this 595.83, my next major resistance is up at 603.19. We just have some potential pivots along the way, right? That's just really what I want to explain, okay? Let's go to Apple. Apple, really simple levels here, just looking at longs over 251.85. I'll look at shorts below 243.42. It's a major daily low, right? So I am not looking at shorts underneath the previous day low into this. We need to get below 243.42 and the daily 200 because we're at the daily 200 right now. And that's an age-old investing strategy. Just buy quality stocks at their daily 200. Look, daily 200 at 246.58. Look at the reactions off it all day Friday. Got close on Thursday. All day Friday, bought, big buy. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Apple goes to upside this week, right? We're back at these daily lows where we saw another big bounce. So I'll be watching upside on Apple this week for sure over this 251.85 up to 255.13. I'm going to skip Tesla. Let's go right to NVIDIA. Tesla has just been around its daily 200, but I'll go right to NVIDIA and AMD. NVIDIA has been really bad. This is awful. This is coming up on like 9 months of sideways. Obviously this little pop here, but this is just not good. This is like it's good for long-term investing, right? NVIDIA is holding its value extremely well. It's like you could just buy and hold NVIDIA indefinitely, and like it's just holding its value. So if you want to save some cash, throw it in NVIDIA. No, I'm just kidding. Not financial advice, but like this is bad. This is not good for day trading. So I'm not really day trading NVIDIA much. As far as the levels go, this whole 170 area, 171 has been really strong. So I'm not looking at shorts until we break below these daily lows here, this like 170. Again, the main level to watch on NVIDIA is still this weekly high here. Previous all-time high, weekly high is 153.13. I think NVIDIA wants to get down there. Like if we just zoom in right here, weekly high, retested it, was beautiful. Have not retested it since. Sure, we have some daily and weekly lows along the way, but when we get big moves like that to key levels, it'll rip right through this shit. So again, along the way, I have lows. I have these daily lows, support zones along the way. 170.15, below that, these lows here, 166, 164. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I can see a big move can rip through those pretty easily to get down to this 153. As far as upside goes, I really just don't like upside unless we get over this 187.62, which we're a bit a ways from. That up to 188.88. It's also all these, SMAs are all up there. The 20 SMA, the 50 SMA, the 100 SMA. Everything but the 200 is up there. This level right here has been just a brick wall. This 186 area. Look at all this support, resistance, flips, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth again over here. If NVIDIA can actually, if we're going to be looking at like a leap, I would look at adding like a swing long or, a leap if we get over this 188.88, honestly. There's a lot of room back up to this 197, potentially 200. So yeah, NVIDIA's just not been great. AMD, same thing, like similar with that gap down at 171. So like, again, this is the main move. I would love to get leaps here if we ever get it. But until then, we'll just trade the intraday levels. I'll watch calls over 205.88 and 206.59. AMD also bouncing off its daily 200 pretty strong as well. As far as downside goes, I do like this room right here underneath the previous day low down to 194.15, 192.84. Let's wrap it up with Google and Amazon. Google, same thing, hasn't been great recently, I'm not going to lie. Like, look at that, right? We had the earnings move, and since then, it's not been good. This is just sideways. I mean, again, it doesn't surprise me, right? Look at QQQ's daily chart. It's just complete chop, right? So as far as levels go, previous day high, previous day low. As far as upside, over the previous day high, we have this resistance zone up at 308.06. So this is really just one zone. Sometimes when I make these levels on like Friday, I'm like, why do I even have them separated like that? Like, I probably just get rid of this because I'm not going to be looking at longs unless we get over this. So we'll just make that one bigger zone. So yeah, this 306 to 308.06, got to get over that for longs. We have the daily 50 at 309.41. And then we have this supply that we've rejected multiple times now, right? If we go to the 4 hour, we had this major 4 hour supply, rejected once, got close, rejected again here, and made another 4 hour supply. So, if Google wants to be strong and gets over this 306, I'll watch longs, potentially most likely over 308.06. I'd like to capture this move up back to supply. So as far as downside goes, underneath the previous day low at 298.28, my next support is down at 294.08. And then we'll wrap up with Amazon. Still have my Amazon leap. Didn't sell it at the daily gap because I wanted the daily gap close. Classic. But had a leap here, down here after the earnings drop. I believe I bought the leap. I think we had the earnings drop here. I believe I added it that day, like the morning of here. It chopped a little bit, got up to 50% here at the daily gap. We've obviously rejected since, but it's not for June expiration. I do think I would like to get it up to this daily gap close or the daily 200 up at 224.38, but we'll see. So yeah, I was up about 50% on that, but for a leap like that, I'm looking for more than 50%. But as far as upside goes, over the previous day high, there's a little bit of room up to 209.13, but ideally over 209.13. My next resistance is until all the way up at 215.14, but of course we have potential pivot along the way at 212.43, which was last Tuesday's low. As you can see, where is it? Right here, I believe. This Tuesday low, but it was also a high. Had a little bit of action here as well, so it stays on the chart. All right, as far as downside goes, I don't want to talk about downside because I have a lead, but downside goes, there's a little bit of room underneath the previous day low, 204.30 down to 202.49, and then 201 area. So that's going to be everything. All right, so we'll see what this week brings. Hopefully it's a little bit smoother post FOMC. That would be really nice. And honestly, like, I'll take whatever we can get as long as we just, it's kind of a bad situation because like this chop from the beginning of February has been diabolically bad. Finally breaking out of it a little bit here. So I'm definitely like this area right here. There's definitely going to be selling at these daily lows. There's just no way up beneath this, up to this previous day high. So if we zoom back in here on the 15 minute, like this whole area, these are all these daily lows. So yes, like I'll watch longs over the previous day high, 59, 591, 16, but there's really not a lot of room here right? We have the gap in there. We have all these major daily lows. It looks like a perfect area for like you in the daily 200. It looks like a perfect area for like a bull trap. So I guess we'll see what it brings. The only thing I might adjust is that these lows right here. I probably will adjust that. So I'll do that after the video. But long video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end, please consider dropping a like, commenting, sharing the video, subscribing. It would mean the absolute world to me. Wishing you all a great week inside and outside the market. And I will see you all. Actually, I will not make one next week as I'm traveling home. I'll see you all 2 weeks from now for that watch list. Peace.